TVNZ Plus.
Main thing. All right, it's 9:05. One landfill in Auckland receives 70 trucks of clothing waste each week. The numbers, yes, they're bleak. 85 perfect clothes end up in landfills. Last night, for the second year, Mindful Fashion New Zealand held its Circular Design Awards, which have been designed to encourage and nurture design that takes the whole life of a garment into consideration. In studio with me is Chief Executive Jacinta FitzGerald, and down the line we've got Material Innovation winner Sue Prescott. Good morning to you both, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning, Daniel.
Sue, I want to start with you first. Congratulations. What does this win mean for you?
I guess it's just fantastic to have visibility for recycling and turning this and normalising this within our within our clothing production. And so the opportunity to further this with Jacinta and her team is a real honour, but also fantastic for lowering consumption of clothing, hopefully in New Zealand and everywhere.
Tell us about your design and the materials you use. We're just looking at some of the pictures now.
Yes, so I sourced through Linton Sales in Wellington some old spinnaker sails. Huge amount of meterage, can't do much with them once they get past their usable sail life, and talked to Brett and he very kindly gave me some, and I cut around all the imperfections, embraced others, and turned it into a garment that did use quite a lot of fabric, hence a big coat. It's kind of relatively waterproof and it's still enjoying the wind, and hopefully we'll be able to utilise a lot of that fabric until it's no longer a coat, and then it can be cut and made into other things as well.
We've got your design in studio here on a mannequin. And Jacinta, I want to come to you. Let's talk about a circular design. How did this come about and what is it?
That's a really good question. So it came about because we send so much clothing to landfill in New Zealand. So 143 tonnes every day goes to landfill. That's just clothing. And so what we recognised is that in order to change that, we really need to start at the beginning and redesign the way that clothes are made so that they don't end up in landfill, so that you're designing them at the beginning, thinking about the materials, the production processes, and designing for an end-of-life pathway that's not landfill but actually can be made into something else. That was the catalyst of the awards, yeah. And
I mentioned a lot of numbers in the introduction before we started. How big of a problem is this?
It's a huge problem, and it's only getting bigger with the likes of Shein and Temu, you know, basically coming into New Zealand unchecked at the border, like huge volumes of those clothing, really cheap clothing, predominantly made from synthetic materials and, you know, lasting very short time in people's wardrobe, no longer resaleable through charity shops, which was the traditional sort of resale model. So they're very quickly ending up in landfill and actually on the streets of Auckland we've seen recently too.
Sue, just coming back to you, what do you want to take out of this? Where will you go next?
This is my crusade, this is what I do, and so I'll be always looking for waste streams that aren't necessarily traditionally recognised, and looking where there's a lot of fabric, i.e. big sales, or other things that just go to landfill and get thrown away because we know there is no way. And so it's a way to utilise those and to normalise this and help consumers to think about the purchases and how they buy and being really conscious consumers.
Jacinta, I see you nodding your head there. I mean, what's your message to our viewers?
I think that's a really good point that Sue makes. Like, we need to all take individual responsibility for the way that we buy our clothes and use our clothes and keep them in use. And I think collectively, as businesses, as individuals, as a country, we need to respect our environment and think about what we're doing with our clothes, with all of our consumables really at the end of their life, and make sure that they don't just go to landfill really quickly.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming in this morning, Jacinta. I know it was a big night last night, a great night, it sounds like.
It was a fantastic night.
Thank you for getting up early this morning. And Sue, again, congratulations, and we look forward to what's going to happen with you in the future. Thank you so much to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us today. We will be back for Friday. Off to hug a tree.
Yes.
And be mindful.
Yes, thank you. Tell me how it goes.
I will. We'll see you tomorrow.
Get my daughter.
For your party, the way I'm disco time.